All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me when people start to get in. If anybody is in that I can't see, just prepping a few pieces before I turn on the forge. I'll just put it down. And I am losing things while I do it. I don't know if I have comments turned on or anything like that. Surely I do.
Daddy.
Yeah, mate.
You doing it yet?
Yeah, I'm live.
Alright, well, I'm gonna head off. Jackie's at my house.
No worries. Hi. So I'm just prepping a few pieces before I turn the forge on. Blacksmithing today. I've had a week off after uploading for a full month, and I kind of got burnt out. So giving the live streams a go. How you doing? Oh, hi. How have you been today in Nigeria? Good day? Man. Alright, I'm just going to mute the sound for a moment while I have the grinder on so I don't max out anyone's speakers. Raining all night. Yeah, we've got rain coming. I've got material as a roof at the moment, you can see in the background. So as soon as the wind picks up, it's going to take off like an umbrella in the wind. It's not fun. Well, hi from Australia. So I'm just prepping a bottle opener at the moment. It's still in its raw form. I've just formed. I've got one here that I can show you. I've just formed the jaw part on the one that I'm cleaning up now, and it's basically just raw stock towards the top. So I'll actually show you here. So this is the rough shape I've got so far, and cleaning off the surfaces seems to just help the scale stop building back up. So when I get to the final face, it's a lot easier to clean up, and I have to remove less material. And once this is done, I'll chuck her in the forge and get to the best part. Hopefully by then we've got a decent gathering coming. Don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. Everybody is welcome. Probably going to burn myself a lot today. Okay. Almost finished. I obviously ground that uneven. That's good enough for now. A little bit of evidence that it was forged is always good. So this is where we're at with this piece so far. And this is a mostly finished. I haven't sealed it yet, but that's what it will be. Hopefully by the end of this stream, with any luck. Okay. Apologies if anyone gets motion sickness, moving you around. I'm gonna take these off, I can't see anything. Very populated backyard, trying to find a good angle. All right, what can we see? We've got the anvil, got the forge, and we got me. We can work with this. And I'm not muted. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Don't be afraid to say hi in chat. Excuse me while I get a lighter. Alrighty. Let me know if the lighting is too bad, and I will I'll reorient again. Forge is lit. Now she's just got to heat up. Let me know if you can't hear me very well because of the roar of the forge. Might as well show some stuff. A couple of projects I've got going at the moment. I have to be quite careful because of how Australian laws are at the moment. I've got 10 this is roughly 10 inches on the blade. I made this from some train track steel, which is currently right under the camera, but a bit too big for me to lift right now. I was going to go into forging bigger swords straight away, but it's not going to be possible just yet. I need a few more things. I need to join a guild for a start. I've only been doing this for a few years in my backyard, about 3 years at the moment. But yeah, so 10 inches I managed to get this to. It had a pretty decent crack going down the middle, but it was a lot thicker than this at the time, so I've ground it down. Yeah, not entirely too sure what to do with it to finish it, to be completely honest. I think for me to comply with laws at the moment, I'd have to make it a kitchen knife, so no katana. But this is the other project I've got going at the moment. I had one of my subscribers, I'm pretty sure it was one of my subscribers, challenged me to a twist. So it was the cage twist. So I've cut through, I've done it most of the way, and then I ran out of gas. So we're back, we're gassed up, and I've got most of that video recorded. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the forge. Another challenge that I was given from my pop was to recreate this as best I can. This is it is covered in a bit of rust, but he sealed it with something. But it's quite nice. It's got to be older than me at this point. I've already got a few ideas in my head of how I would recreate it. It's pretty straightforward. It's just the leaf on top that would give me a bit of a headache. But the shortcut is just to splay it out, get most of the shape there, and then cut with a chisel. But with my cage twist, I'm hoping to put a crystal in there. So I've got a little pink one, and I'm pretty sure this one's completely man-made. They might both be, but some kryptonite, basically. And then this would turn into a wand. But most of my wands have been really pointy, and I've just been made aware that they kind of look like shanks. So, you know, for safety, I'm going to have to think of that when I sell them as wands. I'll show you. So these are the ones so far. Two of the same. Very pointy. And this one, I was hoping to put one of those crystals in the bottom at some point. Figure out if they're going to crack when I try and do that. Yeah. And I know wands are usually made out of wood, but I figure it can't be too out of universe to make them out of steel. We've got Dungeons and Dragons as well as Harry Potter after all. Everyone loves a good game of D&D, surely. The forge is almost heated up. We got one viewer sticking around. Somebody tell me in the comments, if you're here with me, what you'd like to forge, if you could, or if you are. Blacksmithing is making a bit of a comeback. Hey, Jim. Thank you for pointing yourself out, so I can make you mod. I've got to reline my forge so it insulates a little bit better. It'd probably heat up a bit faster, but it's still holding up from what I put in there. Some refractory cement. Tell me, Jem, is this an okay angle, or is the sun too much? Hey, Rob. Can you hear me? My left? That way? Either way, it's really abusive to the eyes. I'll go get the shade. This will help. I'm gonna have to move that. Pop it there for now. That'll do. Yeah, very sunny. Very sunny. If I've got anyone sticking around, don't forget to like and subscribe. Or just subscribe. I'm happy for anything. Stick around. We're about to get into making the skull tiki face bottle opener. We lost our extra. Of course. All right. How well can everyone hear me from here? Is the forge too loud? Am I tilted? That's good. Well, thank you, ma'am. piece soak a little bit. I can see that it's not an even heat. You know what? I can actually push it in a little further. How's everyone doing? No, I wish I had a cowboy hat. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Go to Steve. Very nice. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is trying to get an even kind of shape all the way through, even thickness, so that I have a good base to work off of. Everything will probably be cleaned again with the flapper disc one more time before the face goes on, and then the final finish either goes in vinegar, double strength vinegar, for about 24 to 48 hours. Then a wire wheel takes off all of the scale. And then it's just got to be sealed, essentially. But I got these down from 2 to 3 days to make one bottle opener. I wish I could mount it somewhere so everyone could see it. I've made a lot of these now, maybe 8 or 9, maybe 10. But it used to take me multiple days, and most of the time now it takes me about maybe 3 or 4 hours, including cleanup, except for the soak in the vinegar if I choose that finish. But it's not really work. I just pop it in there. Once it's out, it's a few minutes and it's done. But yeah. I don't know if that'll stay. Oh, I can't bring that down any further. I can bring a leg down. That'll work. Now, what do we get? Hello to everyone that's sticking around. How you doing? Where's everyone from? Hello. How's your day been? Welcome to the Forge. Korean. Hi from Australia. Nice to meet you too. My name's Caleb. And this is Stag Fire Forge. I'm forging a bottle opener at the moment. Be right back to the comments in a moment. Just a little bit unsafe for me to stop until I put it back in the flame. I'm pretty happy with that. So I've been thinking about making these bottle openers quite a lot thinner, because if you look at how thick they are in comparison to, say, my finger, you know, they are actually quite a bit hefty. If you threw this at someone, they wouldn't enjoy it. You know, because I've been doing this for 3 years, I end up being curious what's going to what's gonna break, what's gonna still, you know, yield enough strength to be able to last decades or centuries. Ideally, that's why I want to work. That's why I've always wanted to work with metal. Was because I'd like what I make to last as long as possible, and if it's treated right, it can. So finishing this up at some point to send to a good friend of mine who's supporting the business. And then working on other designs is hopefully my aim. But it's fun either way, you know what I mean? So whether I make money with it or not is not really important, but making money with it would definitely help pay for materials and gas. What is that? What are those? Those little emojis. Are those flags? Red flags? What's up? Talk to me. Don't cry. Is that a crying emoji? I want you to smile. Where are you from, Pertum? Pertum Quawas? Nepal. Hi. Hello from Australia. This is my backyard forge. That is awesome. So we've reached Nigeria, we've reached Nepal, and possibly Korea. That is awesome. We've only been on for half an hour. Sorry. I said it wrong? I definitely said it wrong. You said it again. Is it Naples? I might be illiterate. It's not. Yeah. Oh, you're in. Yeah. Nice. Awesome. That's awesome. Welcome to Australia. I mean, from Nepal. Yeah, Nepal. Yeah. My steel has been soaking a bit long. I've got to take it out. wonderful. I'm just making a step. I can show you once I've set that step a little bit better. It's a little ugly at the moment, but it's okay. So now, if I can focus, we can see that there's a bit of a step there, shoulder. Yeah, I've never been to. I've never been there before, but I'd love to travel. I've been to, in Australia, I've been to Sydney, and then my dad lived in Washington, D.C. for a while, so I traveled to Washington, D.C., and then Florida as well, Tampa, Florida in America. But I haven't been all over yet. I had kids, and it stopped most of that. But when they're older, maybe when my kids are older, maybe we'll be able to travel around and experience it a little more. Car? Yeah, I drive. Yeah, but we're in Australia. So, yeah, we would. We've got a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old, so it would be a bit difficult at the moment. But when one of them's 7 and one of them's a teenager, it'd be a lot easier. You mean the president in America, like Trump? I mean, if that's what you meant, in Australia the politics is really different. So, I don't know if really anything applies. I don't mind. My dad's American. He said he met him like years and years and years ago, and he wasn't like a big fan. But yeah, so I don't know how to answer that question. I don't mind him. As far as going into like deep politics, I don't know. It's a different kind of topic to what I was expecting. Ronaldo likes soccer, and you had me going on about some irrelevant politics. Yeah, Ronaldo's awesome. I actually don't do sports, but like, he sticks out. He's wholesome. Seems really nice, and like the press conference where he pushes all the sodas away and he brings the water in, aqua. It's stuck in my memory. It's a nice wholesome little memory. No, my country's not America. My country's Australia. We're more we're like more English kind of thing, like Canada, I guess. America split off. I don't think Canada did, and we didn't either. So we're still like English-ish. I'm half Irish, and I'm half Lebanese. Hello, Pietam. Pietam? Yeah. I sat on my reading glasses, so I do apologize if I mispronounce or misread anyone's name. No offense is meant by it. Struggle with that when it comes to it. It fell over in the forge. So yeah, no, my country's not America. It's Australia. My dad was born in America. He grew up in Australia. Well, half his young life was in Australia. I believe he did some of his trades here. Became a carpenter here, and then he went to America for his younger childhood. So going backwards a little bit there, but yeah, America for the young childhood, Australia for the teens. Had me towards the end of the teens. Went back to America, and yeah, he built his business in carpentry. I feel like I'm not far off. I'm still a maker. One day, I'll find someone who wants an apprentice, and I'll do that. Hopefully, if I can't do that here to develop the trade, then I'm basically just going to teach myself and do my best to do history proud. It'd be really nice to have a piece in a museum, you know, make a historical weapon that's true to what it would have been. But yeah, it's a long way down the road. Yeah. What about you guys? Would you ever give blacksmithing a try? Or do you already? My home? Well, I can't do a walkthrough, but I can kind of show the back, like, porch. Here's my porch. It's not much of a porch, but... and then, like, the garden. Like, it's pretty big. No, where did I have the camera? Yeah. Now the garden's gone a bit crazy. The grass has gone a bit crazy. We're tending to them both at the same time. It used to be like a rainforest back here. We've removed over half of what was here because the landlord wanted it done. And, you know, we can do it. Thank you. All right. How am I going to do this? There. My best to sharpen up that shoulder. Just push the material in a bit. That's pretty close. So Now we've got a pretty good surface to start drawing out and shaping to turn it into this. So once I punch that hole and I get the hole in the center and I start to draw that out, I'll basically finish that area with the little divot that will hook under the bottle opener, the bottle lid to open the bottle. And then I'll clean it all off with the grinder again, just to make sure that any scale that builds up kind of flakes off straight away, instead of building up into thick layers. Because the more you put it back into the heat, the more layers it's going to build up. Ghost, like the bottle opener. Ghost. You mean this? If anyone's played like Crash Bandicoot, it reminds me a little bit about the mask that he puts on, and he's got the powers and stuff. I don't know. That's what my head was when I first did this. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool, isn't it? I've made a lot of them to get to this one. This is the last one I made, and the round shape on the bottle opener it was always hard to achieve. So usually it's wibbly wobbly on the top, but I forged. I think they call it a pick, but it's a horn to go in the hardy hole. So it is a bit rusty at the moment. Usually when I come out here, I go straight to the wire wheel, clean a few tools up that I plan on using, and get into it. Today I tried something new. This stream is kind of a first for me, since this channel was a gaming channel 10, 12 years ago. Yeah. Big niche change. Hard labor instead of video games. I wouldn't trade it out for anything, honestly, at this point. The gaming is such a filled niche. There's so many people trying to do the streams and the games. I applaud them for being able to do it. I couldn't. Mobile battery is 5. I'm sorry. I appreciate you sticking around. Don't forget to subscribe, and the next time I go live, we can chat some more. So I've got it hot, but I don't have the right tool out. I'll be back in one moment. Anyone who's still here? Time to lose a tool. I made 2 of them to make sure I wouldn't lose them, and I still lost one. Both of them, actually. Let's check the chat. Hey, how you doing, man? Trying to find all the tools that I've got sprinkled around the area. I'll be with you in 2 moments. I'm back. Again, a little spotty and rusty, but this is the other punch I haven't made a video about. But it's pretty simple. And it was mostly in this form when I got it. So it was a little bit of tapering and then smoothing off the end. If I've got a file nearby, I can clean up some of the ugliness on it. But I don't. But this thing's been soaking for far too long in the heat, so I'm going to start drifting this hole. Where's the other hammer? I need to get enough meat everywhere, which is usually pretty easy, but lately I've been messing it up. I'll do this far too cold and then I'll crack the steel. It's only ever happened once. It was on camera. That'll come out eventually. I'll post a decent length fails video. Yeah, see, that's already built up so much. I should have been doing this way more. That's okay, though. Everything can be fixed at the grinder if it's not bad enough. If it's not a crack in the steel that's going all the way through, I should be able to get, you know, to some point where it's back to normal, non-damaged. How's everyone doing? We got Chris Jam. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're enjoying. A piece of Damascus that was made in I think it was Western Australia. I've got to look it up on my purchase history and give them a shout out, because I know not many people are going to see my streams and videos at the moment, but a shout out's a shout out. Appreciation, you know what I mean? But you know, once I look into the laws on knives a little more, I can comfortably start making them regularly. Thanks, mate. Got to make the whole area more homogeneous, you know. I've seen other blacksmith setups where everything's kind of set up in an oval, so you can go straight from the forge to whatever it is. And you can't see it in the camera, but I can make it happen. The train track anvil, sadly I made a concrete stand, but you know, I used the wood here to try and dull the sound a little bit. That is swelled up like a book, literally. Yeah. That was my first anvil. And I'm thinking of modifying it as like tooling, essentially. Yeah, mate. I have never been though. How is it over there? Sunny, windy? Rainy? The real question, Pertum, is do you like Ronaldo? Cold, probably. My mum and dad. My mum's from here in Australia, and my dad's American. Well, he's born in America, but he's 100% Lebanese. My mum's not travelled outside of Australia, and my dad, you know, I've got to ask him. He might have been before, but he can speak Spanish and some Arabic and English. I don't know. He's a little bit more, what would you call it? Well travelled than I am. Ah, she fell over again. Come on. All right. Don't mind the forge screaming at me. Doesn't like that much airflow. And I moved a brick. Alright, get out of me, tongs. It looks like there's a pool of borax in my forge in the back end, and I must have pushed it right into it. Woo! Yeah, I'm just gonna wet my hand. That might help. That's a bad idea. Turns out burning flesh smells like chicken. My home, one people. What do you mean? Oh dang, we've nearly been on for an hour. So, if you're still in there, Chris, this is the bottle opener that I've got for you. She's nice and shiny at the moment. I haven't stamped it because I'm worried about ruining the face, but I am going to seal it. When I seal it, it might be darker, but at least it'll be fully protected. Shouldn't get rusty. You caught that, gem. Yeah, so at the moment, it depends on how long it takes for me to make them, but I sell them for about between 50 and 70 Australian dollars. And they're make to order, so every time someone actually puts an order through. Yeah, 50 to 70 Australian. At the moment, I haven't got anything listed, but if you subscribe, I'll put up a community note with a link to where you can buy them. Always watching. Sadly, I haven't set up anything to sell them properly yet, but that's coming very soon. So absolutely, if you're interested, subscribe and you'll see the notification pop up with a community note. Woo! That's yeah, that's borax. had hit that, that would have been way worse. That just hit me a lip. That's gonna hurt. Woohoo! It's always important to stay on topic. Don't get distracted, because I am. Alright, that's too cool. Bop, 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 bop. Woo! I don't know if what I'm smelling is my flesh. But it's a different smell. It's boring. I'm sorry. I hope it gets more interesting the more I hurt myself. That's it's always an option. Gum care? Wait, what's this? I might have burned my finger. I'm not sure though. So yeah, the live will pick up a little bit hopefully soon. We're still learning though. This is a first live. If you'd like to talk about something, you know, do you like Australian sports? That is a fantastic idea, and thank you for sticking around, Perdum. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's a great idea. Honestly, I went overboard last time I encountered this issue. Tongs are hot. Shit. Hopefully I can say that. I went overboard with the handle here. It keeps me nice and far away. It's the chisel I made from some 5160 spring steel. My left hand is going to be burned to sugar by the time I go inside. It's okay, Perdum. You don't have to kill your battery for me. Much love from Australia. Don't forget to subscribe so you can come back. Yeah. A piece of scale flew right into my lip though. Always fun. I think I'm going to turn the gas down. Just a little bit. Oh, sugar. We don't want to turn it off. We just want to turn it down. No, Bernie. I have already made that mistake a couple of times. My bad. Yeah, I need to adjust my airflow. The dragon's breath is coming right out like a good... Yeah, a bit too much. That hurt. But that'll do. Calm down. That's a bit better. Yeah, move the brick 1 millimeter and it's all happy again. That's actually a great idea. I've got a whiteboard I could probably stick up somewhere. Maybe I could mount it right here. Make big numbers, you know. Ouch counter has already hit 3, I think. Yeah. One's gonna pop up somewhere on my palm. One is on that finger at the end, because when the scale bounced up into my lip, my finger went down towards the piece and I touched it. It's naughty. Well, it sounds like a terrible mix, but it's a very attractive idea right now, is because it's a weekend, having a drink and forging. But I know it's unsafe and I've got to try and promote safe practices. Be a good boy. You're keeping tally. I know you are, because you're going to dress them, aren't you? Come on. So this could take a couple of heats. It could take a lot of heats. It's all going to depend on how hot the anvil is really at this point. It's going to sap all the heat out of the thinnest part of the material. So right now, where the face would go, where the eyes are usually, is still a cherry red. If I get to you fast enough, I can show you, maybe. Nah, it looks grey on camera. My bad. But it is still a cherry red. You can actually see it if you're here in person. That's because the anvil is sapping out the heat. It's still cold most of the way across the entire thing, but you don't want to heat it up too much, otherwise it's really easy to dent it. You start to ruin the temper. Surely it's not against terms of service to vape on stream, right? I'm killing myself, leaving it in there. How is my battery doing? Temperature of the phone is good. Battery's at 100. Yeah. So it's banana. That's timing, Jim. Banana, step off camera. That's alright. I see a few people on my lives puffing away. There's actually some interesting ones out there. Most of them are just people talking to the camera, which I'm finding myself doing more than anything. But I don't know. The amount of stage fright I was having before I started this stream was crazy. Yeah. So now I can see at the center where the bowl is being made from the piece, the tool. It's actually going black very quickly, which means it's the first thing to get cold, which means I'm getting nice and thin. Eventually, I will get to the point where, as soon as I put it down on the anvil, it's pretty much going to cool that hole down, and it's going to show me that it's pretty much ready to be punched out. And then I'll move it over to the hardy hole and do my best to maneuver it around to do that. Usually that results in some ugliness on the other side, which is usually why I keep it nice and thick to be able to grind away some material. Because I really haven't mastered the drift yet, but I also don't have a tool specifically made for it. Because a punch is going to have a flat. Well, actually, the other side is pretty much what it would look like. For the most part, it would look like a flat-ish tapered surface. On this end is where I make the eye grooves, which is rounded. But to be fair, if I hit it on cold steel enough, it will become flat. Hey, you can actually see it already. So the scale starts to build up as well around the same point. Everything, yeah, you can see that little button. So, don't touch it. That scale that's built up pretty much right in that spot. I might be able to get it in focus. There we go. Yeah. And then the other side. It's me third eye. Ah, I fell over again. I didn't do a good job at spreading the material evenly enough, so it falls over in the forge a lot. Don't touch the button, Emo. I'm touching the butt. It was very close. But how else do I focus the autofocus thing? It's crazy. I wish I could use the GoPro for this, but it's a little glitchy. We'll figure it out. Alright, she's almost hot enough to take out. This scale buildup is crazy. Really don't want to take another hit to the face, to be totally honest. That's getting nice and cold. Let's have a look at this. I'm starting to flatten now. Come on. Woo! Nice and hot. Whoa, that touched me. Mistakes will be made. That is okay. That is how we learn from them. Now that's too cold to move any further with. I've started to create a bit of a lump on the back end. honestly, I could just grind off the tip of this and use it as a punch. And it wouldn't hurt too much, I don't think. But this scale is getting crazy. I must have a really oxygenated flame. Which is interesting because I just closed up my oxygen, so it should be a gas-rich flame, really, which I thought would stop the scale from building as much, but I guess not. Am I a good student? Learning? Learning with my hands with an actual teacher? Yeah. Absolutely. Trial and error, though. You gotta fail a lot to learn. Teaching what I know, though, is a whole nother ballpark. I love to show people and tell people how I did and what I'm doing, exactly what I'm doing. It's fun. Boss, are you asking for a raise? Oh, no way. The intake for the air just opened all the way up on me. Like some Final Destination type thing. Very hot. It's not too bad. Not done, but not too bad. Punching the hole is the most monotonous and annoying part of the whole process. Everything else is just pure fun. Every single time I do it, I'm tempted to drill the hole out, but I know I'm losing all that material when I do that. Maybe I should step out of the way of the forge so people can see it. I don't know. Is there anyone else in here? It's only showing the active commenters at the moment, I'm pretty sure. Of which we have 2 legends. I'm actually genuinely curious if I could just use this as a punch. Probably go straight through. Thank you. I guess we're gonna have some experimentation on the stream. So I haven't done this before with just a thin piece of steel, but it's ready to punch. It's very, very thin. Punching in one direction is usually a bad idea because it's going to bowl one side of it. Usually you try and keep them flat, and I might do that. I might pull it out, tap it flat, and then try and punch it, but usually it's flipping it over the other way and then trying to go from the other direction to actually finally punch out that puck. And it can't hurt. It might mar up the face where the face goes a little bit. There is a lot of material there though, so it doesn't matter too much. The more I think about it, the more this seems like an attractive idea. Also, the company at the forge is nice too. I didn't check the other mosquito coil. Now, it's always worth practicing making leaves and stuff too. I've got some steel set aside for that. Because if I can start making some leaves, I can start adding a leaf to most of whatever projects will allow it. So, you know, hooks, maybe not S hooks, but wall hooks, J hooks, and keychains. I do plan on making little versions of the skull on the bottle opener to be able to make little keychains out of, because no one wants it to weigh their whole ignition down. Yeah, no, I think so too. And I've already been asked to make some bolts. So it's like a bolt. Hopefully, ideally, the right size to put your number plate on your motorbike, your Harley. They want that skull on there, or a couple of people anyway. After a couple of people get it, they'll probably be free advertising for me if I make it well enough to make more. I'm just figuring out the logistics of that, screwing it in, finding where it's going to be fully tight so that you don't have a skull that's upside down when you screw it in. And that could be used pretty much anywhere that same size is used. Okay. Now the fair warning here, usually you taper what you're putting in there because you want it to be a bit easier to get out. Because I'm going to be using a piece of scrap steel essentially. I have no idea what's going to happen. Could get stuck. Could just go through. It's still hot. Where's the... there it is. We got it. That's an ugly hole. And as per the normal ruling in the forge, if anything's going to hit the floor, let it hit the floor. Don't try and catch anything. It's not going to be good for you. So this is what usually you would try and avoid, like a breakout. It's like ghost face gone. So now that that's formed, I'm going to want to use a file or the grinder with the flapper disc to just quickly take that off, and then I can start spreading it with the good old hardy horn. So I'll cool this off, reorient the camera so that we're at the grinder. Oh, that's not a good sound. Why are you doing that? I think my water was too cold. Even though I've been quenching up a storm. Hopefully you didn't crack. The forge is hot enough that I should just be able to turn that off and then turn it back on when we move back to it. And we're at the grinding station. Looks like the stream just had a little glitch. How's everything going? Still got everyone? Good to see. What am I hearing? That can't be rain. Huh. Alrighty. Hey guys. I'm gonna mute the stream so I don't blow out people's speakers. Won't be a moment. I could always get a good angle of the grinder while I'm doing it. Let me raise you up. There we go. Alright, we got rid of that button at the back, that blowout. And now basically we just start we heat it back up, pop it on the horn, and start beating the corners in. So we start making that round, just bring it around the entire way. It's the entire thing in a nutshell. But heat management is incredibly important because last time doing this, I actually cracked the entire top trying to drift out this hole. At this size, you could probably afford to, you know, use the eye punch I was using to push it through and expand it, but then you're just going to generate more of this punching upwards because of the type of face that I'm creating. It's not really going to allow any clearance to flip it over and start pushing through from the other side without bowing it like towards the hardy hole. But that's okay. Forge goes back on. still glowing orange in there. I'm just going to quickly take off a whole heap of the surface scales as fast as I can without going too far in, because this is just going to keep on getting thicker. And if I can keep most of the body outside of the hot zone, it won't generate as much scale on it, as long as I can carefully place it down. So I'll mostly have this portion getting as hot as it can, and then this portion being outside of the main hot zone to try and reduce any of that scale buildup. But I'll try and leave as many of the hammer marks and stuff in as I can, because all of that's going to still get marred up, and it's still going to need another cleaning afterwards. So very light cleaning if I can. So I'll pop this back in. And we'll be right back. Alright. Oh, you're back, Bertram. Yeah, thank you. So this is where we're at right now? It's about to go back in the forge. Oh. So I haven't gone and perfectly cleaned it up again, because we're going to end up doing it again on top. This is just mostly going to stop a lot of scale from collecting on it. And a lot of the time when I end up doing something like this, like a bit of a butt chin, if you can see it, I end up doing a beard on it, but it all comes down to what the person wants that I'm making it for. This one's honestly just a just to make on stream, you know, do it again. It's good to see you, mate. All right. Done it again. And another thing I've done, I've given myself a nice chunky metal splinter. Whew. At least it was a big one. I could see it. Alright. Getting caught on everything. Language. I don't know any. What could I do? Are you saying that you'd like subtitles in your language? I wonder if I can set that up. I could definitely make it a thing on the channel. I can set up captions in all different languages on my videos. Definitely, if you'd like that, I could do that. I'm not entirely sure. Learning another language is really difficult. I don't even know my my dad's language, which is Lebanese. I'd love to hear some of your language though. Was it? I don't want to sound offensive. Nepalese? Nepalese? How would you say it? Namaste. Oh yeah, I know that one. I do know that one. Namaste. Is that how you say it? Looks like it's almost hot enough. The little portal to hell. Yeah, I do. Yeah, if Namaste is that language, yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful language. Go grab my favorite hammer. We've got a good view. So now I've got to watch the heat on both sides. Because the inside could start cracking before anything else starts cracking. Now that we're at a cherry red, I'm really not confident in hitting it too much, and I've really made no progress. Just check that out. But no scale either, so beautiful. One of my mosquito coils just fell down. It does seem very difficult, but you know, the most beautiful languages very often are very difficult to both learn and speak. The Lebanese side of my family, a lot of them speak fluent Lebanese, Arabic, I should say. I can only speak a few names, like grandma, grandpa, Sittu and Jiddu, and I think uncle is Khelu. And then my Sittu taught me some swear words that I won't say on stream. Hey buddy, what's up?
Good.
You okay?
Just saying hi.
Yeah. It's my son just popping in to say hi behind the camera. One day we'll have a stream with him on. He's making a J-hook at the moment. but not today.
Rabbit.
Okay. Oh dang, got the whole thing off. All right. Whoopsie doodle. As we round out those corners, all the material is going to move in. And we're getting back to that same, grey in some spots, cherry in others. So again, we're popping it straight back in. We've got the top kind of domed out, rounded out. Loose face. I'm not sure I'm able to have my son on camera just yet. I have to. This is my first stream, so I'm looking at the rules, and then we're gonna hopefully do a father-son stream at some point, doing a project together. If he's the right age. I don't know if there's like an age rating or just very specific rules around it, but I've been told that it could get my channel taken down if I'm not careful with the young ones around the camera. But they're safe. They're about 3 or 4 meters. He's about 3 or 4 meters away from the forge, so he's nice and safe. Am I still in the camera when I'm doing the ring? Should be okay. I'm right in the center now.
I think so.
But if it helps, he looks like me without the beard and blonde.
I don't have a mustache.
Yeah.
And also we don't even have as many hammers as you do.
No. One day my hammers will be yours if they're not all wrecked.
1, 2, or 3. You have like 1,000.
We're getting there. I'm 29 years old. My son is 7. My oldest son is 7, and I have another son who just turned 1.
Yeah. I think it was like a couple months ago.
Yep.
And we like filled his playpen with balloons. It was like really fun for me and Chris.
Mm-hmm. But just in case you couldn't hear me over hammering, yeah, I'm 29 years old, and my oldest is 7 years old. He was born on Valentine's Day in 2019.
And my birthdays are on Valentine's Day.
Hey, Randy. How you doing? We're making a bottle opener. Camera back? You mean like move it back? Backwards? Better? Yeah. We definitely I'll definitely have to start making a stockpile. This one will be one of them. I was making one the other day on video, and I cracked the top of it right where I was making the ring. It's the first time it's ever happened. What do you mean back camera is? Oh, like facing it the other way. Oh.
Because we never actually know.
Pertum, did you mean like you want me to show you the garden again? Oh, my son. No, like I said, I'm not too sure what the rules are regarding putting the kids on camera. So I will, hopefully, if once I figure out the rules, I'll have a family stream,
Yeah.
and we'll have them all on
Yeah, more than just
for a moment
him.
anyway. The 1-year-old will be in frame for a moment with his mum, but then me and my boy will make some stuff.
I just poked my head through.
I don't know if you're allowed to. I don't know if anyone in the chat knows the rules better than I do. My girl. So I've got 2 sons, 2 boys, and my wife is inside with the baby.
She's asleep.
Yeah, she's
That's the only
she's not
reason
asleep
I
because
went
she's
out.
commenting.
Oh,
Isn't that right, Jem?
oh, I think the baby's asleep.
You still here, Randy? This is what we got so far. Doing half hammer blows on half face blows on the edge where it meets the face to try and bowl out those edges. So every heat we make a little bit of movement, not too much, and that's really the safest way to go. The face takes no time at all to do. It's really the rest of the shaping that takes the most time. As long as I've got my tools to make the eyes. And usually I'm just using, I think it's like a concrete chisel, but it works. But I made this one just in case. I wanted to just do it all with tools that I made myself. I don't know if you can see it with the autofocus. But I made this with some spring steel, 5150, 5160, 5150 I think it is. YouTube people talk, one people face. You mean like having 2 screens, like you can see both people? No, I'm trying to figure it out. He's been around most of the stream. Yeah. Yeah, the chisel. I want to make a punch like similar to how I've done the chisel with the long handle, because with this one I burn myself, which is it's not a punch, not really, but it works.
And me wonder why the fog.
Oh,
is...
Perdum, you're 12. I don't think I've had any kids on the stream before.
Me don't know why the fog is in Plants vs Zombies is less in phone edition than in like computer or something.
I'm not sure, buddy.
Like I'm playing just right now and I'm noticing it. Surprised the zombie actually like
take a seat, buddy?
Sure.
Okay. I'm pretty sure my hardy horn not fitting perfectly in the hardy is probably affecting how fast this is going to go. Because the bounce, a bit of give, probably not the best. Yeah. Slowly but surely. Fire games. Not sure what you mean. Like, free fire? No, it's not, is it? That's something I'm noticing too. Didn't make it too long ago. That's part of the issue. Oh, and we're back. Are we back? Everyone got back in? If you're still here, I am noticing the same thing. Do you reckon that that's because of the length? Just too long, or? Yeah, there was a bit of a hiccup. I'm not sure what happened. So, Knight of Ticking Armor. Do you reckon you have any advice, mate? I'm happy to try anything at this point. I'm trial and erroring everything myself. So I made the shank quite long to try and give it a lot of stability. Can everyone still see? Oh yeah, no, it's very loose. It doesn't jam in there at all. Cool. Awesome. Everyone's back. Well, it seems like there's a bit of lag now, but that's okay. Now, this is my other horn. It's very tiny. But the horn on my anvil is actually chipped off. I don't know if you can see that here, but it does not come to a proper point. Fair warning. Oh no, that's fair. I had my forge sitting in my laundry pretty much for 3-4 years before I actually put everything together, cured the KO wall, and with the hardener, stiffener, whatever you call it, and the Satanite, that lasted a long time. Got stuck to the magnet. It's only recently that I relined my forge, and it's going to need a relining again already. So, but that's because I didn't do a good job. So this one jams a lot more, and it's a lot thicker, I guess you could say. So tapping the hammer on the anvil isn't necessary technically. It can help with rhythm. It might, a lot of the time it is rhythm. Some people listen to music to keep that going in their earphones. And it's just keeping pace. Because if you can keep pace, that's speed, right? So if you can get used to hammering slowly and keeping that pace, then you can start speeding up and you won't miss strike as much, if that makes sense. You're more focused. I don't know. this one's... I think this one's pretty much like that. That one definitely... The other one, wherever I put it... She's stuck. There we go. Yeah. I could definitely see the difference. It's missing some girth. To fix that, though, I could probably heat up the shank and with a chisel go down each of the sides, open it up a little bit. It'd give me some room to stick it and wedge. Hey, Spans. How you doing? Pertum. My name is Caleb. So I'm gonna give this a go, see if it fits. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna have to make do. Alrighty. Yeah, that one's doing way better already. Even though it's so much wider, that's probably actually why. Not made out of tool steel, it's made out of mild steel. Most of the tools that I forge for myself are made of mild steel. See, already we've just made leaps and bounds compared to what we have been with the other horn. Yeah. Made do is definitely how we do. I might not officially be a blacksmith, but I'm definitely doing the art. Trying to do it justice. But yeah, no, this tool is the only one that I've made out of actual tool steel. And if I could find it, it's right here. My cutoff is technically made out of tool steel because that's an axe head. I just I used an angle grinder and I cut the axe head apart, and I didn't even flatten it. It still works a treat. The time in my country is just about to turn over to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
That's why it's starting to lose some
4:59.
direct sunlight.
Yes, 4:59.
Sorry, I just gotta travel through the chat. Yeah, so I mean, all the knives that I'm practicing to make are making out of mild steel first, just to get the practice down. Shapeage, even mass distribution, creating the tang. The amount of drill bits I've lost in wood, just trying to get that first that first pilot hole done, and then yeah, it never works out for me. So. Practice makes perfect, and the cheaper the material, the better it is to practice with. I appreciate that. Yeah, this one's famously, I could probably lift my whole, if I was strong enough, I could probably lift my whole anvil stand just with this. Heads up, everybody, I might have done myself in. Overconfident. Nah, never mind. We got it. Drill press is the safest way usually to do it, but yeah, when I'm breaking them, it's the normal drill, the hand drill. My drill press is kind of a cheap little one from Bunnings. If you know what Bunnings is, it's like the hardware store. I don't know I didn't ask where you were from. Yeah, it's almost like it ejected further in when it snaps, you know what I mean? And yeah, well, I'm thinking about different ways to do it. Splitting the wood and then carving is a good way to do it, but I've always wanted to do, you start the hole and then you start charring it out with your hot tang or your hot tang shaped piece of steel to get the shape burnt in to kind of destroy any of the wood that might be in the way. Yeah. So what do you mean, the current major shame on the world stage? Yeah, it definitely does. You have to do it the right way though. If you don't drill a hole all the way through, you'll split your whole piece. I've done it a few times now. The smoke has to have somewhere to go, and you'll feel it when you press it against the hot steel. The pressure is pushing back out at you, and it will go somewhere. So the first mistake was not drilling all the way through on the piece that we did manage to get all the way through. And then we just pivoted to another methodology. We just cut the steel in half. Sorry, not the steel. We cut the wood in half, and we carved out the groove. Oh, you're in the US. Nice. Whereabouts? I'm in South Australia. Oh, why did I take it out? I need it in there. Getting very thin, so I'm going to put her back in. Yeah, no, that does, actually that's a good point. Getting it clean would probably help a lot too. I let it get rusty. But my forge is outdoors. Everything has a habit of getting rusty. I think I showed you already, Pertum, the first time you popped in. I gave a look at the back of the house anyway. I can't, go on a whole tour. The house is not presentable. But yeah, a good look at the bottom. If I just clean it up, it probably wouldn't stick as much. But this was made really early on. I mean, I was working with a piece of train track. I'll turn you so you can see the train track. So that's my first anvil. And you can see my first mistake was concrete. Concrete and metal bars, steel bars to screw it down with. Because of the cult. Yeah, I see a lot of people getting a lot of hate on lives. I never know what it's about. It seems to just be trolls scrolling through. But see a bunch more strange things that are variously believed if we stick around. Well, I don't know what you mean, Matt. What do you mean? Enough research, and it's the information is, if the information is correct, it's totally functional. You know what I mean? It's all trial and error, if that is what you mean. I swear to you that we keep relatively vague about the location. That's honestly really fair. That's something that I was always worried about when I first started doing YouTube, and now I'm a lot less worried. Vegan Sith. Zizians. Oh, I've never heard of this. The drama is wild. What are the what do they do? What's it about? Not that I'm trying to join. What about buttered sausage? What does it do? What does it mean? Oh, sugar honey iced tea. We are back. Come on. There we are. Whoops, doodle. Whoops. Come on. Grab her there. Don't make that sound. My tongs keep on making an eerie creaking sound. Make me think that something's going on internally. Please don't crack on me. The meat Jedis. What is... I don't know what that is, that symbol. Oh, you can hear it too. No, can't see anything. Oh, you're saying that that character is like is a freak is the person's name? Okay. Yeah, see. We'll find out when we take the scale off if there is a crack, which is the really disappointing part, because you could get all the way to the end and then you see this separation. Oh, fair enough. So wait, I missed that comment. Sorry about that. I missed a couple of things by the look of it. The meat Jedis don't like the vegan Siths. Were there actually murders? Oh my god. Are vegans attacking the meat eaters now? Man, maybe I shouldn't make a steak flipper on stream. I'll get the vegans against me. I guess it could work on mushrooms too, though. They like to make those as steaks, right? Nah, don't be apologetic about typing fast. I'm slow. I'm sorry, I'm slow. Yeah, that's the way. My Schwartz is bigger than yours. Oh, where's it? Your Schwartz is as big as mine. I'd love to make one of those rings, a Schwartz ring. That'd be dope. Yeah, okay, that's fair. So these are legit. Damn. Most murders are people that they know, they're around a lot. Personal beef. Well, you know, we blacksmith. We make weapons. So, if anyone wants a piece of me, I mean, don't come to my house. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to name my exact location because it's not like I'm at a shop. If I had a shop, I probably would actually. Like if I had a location away from my home that I could smith at, I wouldn't see much reason in not, you know, disclosing my location, especially if I do sell items that I stock at the place. But there's no real purpose in telling people where I live specifically. It's just the basic vague location. Like South Australia is quite large. You're not going to figure out where I'm at just from that, unless you're that guy that just needs to see one frame to know where you're at. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, and you'd be welcome even if you weren't personally invited. A lot of us love, a lot of us love everybody in the US. Politics aside, that is, it seems to ruffle a lot of feathers. It always has too. In school, they taught us not to tell people who you're voting for. Now all of a sudden, it's tell me who you're voting for, or I'm gonna come after you. It's crazy. Like I could still get hate as an Aussie for American politics. No, it's not. Oh shit, thank you. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Too hot. It is what it is. Thank you, Chris. It's my friend. I know I should be beating down, but I feel like I whoop her a lot more when I do that. It's fine. I'll shape her up in a minute. Got to make sure that center bit doesn't get any thinner. Otherwise, when I beat it down, it's going to try and do a duckbill like it's already trying to do. Oh, this is going to be impossible with the steel glowing this bright. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see the scale. And then around the ring, that line is a duckbill. You're getting a good shadow. So I don't want to let that duckbill get too big. Ah! I just burned myself. Well, that's gonna suck. Right? It is actually very helpful. The amount of times I've left the steel in there for like 15 minutes and the amount of like thick scale that builds up, it's like 3-4 mils thick. Yeah, on the head of the tongs. We've got some cloud cover, so let's see if I can get a shadow. There she is on the side. Yeah. I always remember not to touch the glowy metal, but when it comes to the tongs, it's deception. Yeah, I'm okay. It might slow me down on Call of Duty a little bit, so, you know, people will be happy about it. It's okay. And the quench is, with the water quench, is still very cold, so giving it a quick dunk in that, cool it off. And in 2 weeks, it won't even look like it was ever there. That's true. You know what? Yeah, that... I did put it in the settings that that we've got, you know, financial product kind of promotion. If anyone does want to, you know, pay towards my medical bills without paying out of pocket, we have the Freecash link in the description. I think it's in the description, and it's possibly on the channel description as well. It's a gaming app. You play the games that you like in the app, and it pays you for them. And if you use my link, you'll get $10.45 towards it. That hurt me inside to do. I'm not gonna lie. It'll give me $4 for you joining, and if you do hit the cash out, it'll chuck us another $15, which is it's always very, very helpful. We need plenty of band-aids and plenty of burn aid. It's not too bad. It is long though. Like, it's always hard to remember what's going to get hottest. Of course, it's going to be the tongs, but it's not the first thing you'd think. Surely you'd think like the anvil, or maybe the horn. You know? No, I can touch the horn. I won't be able to after a few more goes. It only stings. That was a big piece of scale. You know, I'd love to see Black Bear Forge, or maybe even Anvil Anna live on a stream, just to see kind of like their setup. I know Anvil Anna's a professional farrier as well. Like, she's a Canadian farrier. Something I would love to do. But also, historical weapons are dope. I forgot to hit the face flat to stop the duckbill, so now I might have messed myself up later. But on that next heat, I'm gonna need to try and press that down a little bit. Oh, I tell you, the heat on the hand, that's spicy. My favorite bike name. Push bikes. I had a mongoose when I was a kid. Motorbikes, I think Gem in the comments should be able to give a better answer than what I can for favorite bike. You still with us? See, I would say like Kawasaki, because I grew up with a fella who would do he'd do a wheelie up and down the street when I was a kid, and that was what he had. And I also saw him at the Krusty Demons. If you know what the Krusty Demons are, they do tricks on motorbikes and Harley Davidson all the way. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, he was doing a burnout on the middle of the whole stadium. He did a burnout on a piece of concrete until the wheel blew out. It was wonderful. But yeah, my wife Jem, she's a big Harley Davidson lover. That's blistering up pretty good already. So, at least it's not as bad as it could have been. I've got to be honest. And doing this, you have to think glass half full, honestly. We're being talked at in 3 space. Thank you. Nope. Remembering to get the steel out is half the battle. The rest of the battle is remembering what you'd like to do with it. And well, too thin. Wet gooch. Yeah, it's almost gone. Nice. Where's the other one? You can see the ring's got a ways to go still, but this is going to be a smaller version as well because I obviously cut off too little. Relatable. Something I haven't worked out yet is what we do with all the scale. Like, I've filled up like a whole bucket. I've misplaced the bucket somehow, but I've filled up a whole bucket full of scale, and I have no idea what to do with it. I'll figure it out. Other than, you know, utilizing it as like punch lube. You know what would work really well for the painter right now? A whiskey. But then that introduces some more distractions. Bloomery smelt. That's a good idea. Does that cost us money, or is that like we'll take it for free and do stuff with it? Or, I mean, if you've done it before, I mean, or if you know a little bit about it, I'd love to know. It should do. There should be something in it. I know it's very magnetic. Like, my voice broke a little bit there, but it's very magnetic. But that doesn't mean it's steel, does it? Yeah, strong scotch. Yeah. I don't think my forge would get hot enough to do anything like smelty wise, but I did put together a little smelter when I was younger. When I first wanted to get into this, actually, that was the secondary purpose of the smelter. I was melting down cans. Scale as flux. So it doesn't work as flux. It's actually what you want to avoid. It's what you want to avoid introducing into a seam when you want to forge weld. You can actually dip it in motor oil. If you've got your steel billet ready for Damascus or whatever you're wanting to do with it, you can dip that before you heat it into your oil and then put it in your forge, and that develops a layer of soot around all the surfaces that are able to get any air to them, basically, or heat. Because everywhere that heat goes, it's going to develop scale anywhere there's gaps. Sorry, boyfriend was talking to us. That's all good. Sorry about that. Yeah, scale is a kind of oxidation. It's just the... I mean, that's actually, yeah, it loses mass as well. I used to wonder about scale. I didn't know about it until, like, you know, a lot about it until a couple of years ago. I used to think it was like air burning on the surface, but it's a layer of oxidization, rust, essentially. Yeah. Specific, it's got a specific name, I forget. That's to do with me type of neurospicy. I can't... The important stuff doesn't stick. The stuff I'll never use in my life, I can remember on the spot. Yeah. Like you'd need the red, was it iron oxide 3? Like, yeah, to make that stuff in Breaking Bad when he melts the lock. Still got some girth in there. Maybe I'll grab me peen. Not in the not safe for work way. Me peen. And I'll try and aim for this section. Move it out a little bit. Yeah, thermite, thank you. And yeah, I don't know if it's financially worth me building a bloomery myself. It might be. Maybe there's someone that'll take it off my hands. It's just rubbish to me. I'll keep a small bucket worth for punch lube so nothing can get stuck. There are a couple of other purposes. If I ever build a an air sander, like I think that's what they're called. You can use the scale as abrasive. Yeah, no, I mean I made nitric acid when I wanted to take the gold off of some computer parts. It's kind of expensive and hard to get. I think you need a license here, honestly. But making it is really easy. It just seems difficult. It's dangerous, but it's easy. Like most things. Yeah, Cody's Lab. I love that channel, if that's who you're talking about. I remember him making gunpowder, and he's where I learned how to make the HHO generator. He's a legend. He taught me a lot of the little bits and bobs that got me here. Joy of the game. Yeah, absolutely. Do it once kind of thing. I wouldn't mind doing that with some actual, like, iron ore, so that I could get wrought iron, I think it is, if I could, you know, make it from scratch. Because raw iron is supposed to be really unique to work with, and I've not got any. I've got some cast iron that I can't forge with, as far as I understand it. I don't fully understand it, but too much carbon in the metal means crack. An energetic crack, from what I understand it. My magnet wants to come along for the ride. I might have to think about shutting the stream down when we start to lose too much light, but until then, we press on. exactly what I'm trying to do. Oopsie doodle. We get into some precarious positions here. And this is the most likely place where a lot of the hammer strikes are going to stick around, because the metal is so thin, apart from light grazing with the flapper disc, I'm not going to be able to clean it much. Primitive. No, I haven't yet. I'd be interested in watching it though. Well, what's it on? Is it on a streaming service, or is it something that I might need to download or find on YouTube? Yeah. Oh, awesome. Wait, is that the fella who makes, like, he goes out into the bush and, like, in nature he not only survives, it looks like he thrives. Like, what did he do? People ask him to nap knives out of the... My brain has gone blank out of the black glass. Starting with rocks and sticks that were around. I'm actually going to have to look this up. This sounds awesome. I don't think it's the same guy I was thinking of. It shows you how to make the resin that you would set your handles with, like making knives or spears. Very cool. Something I've noticed is my flame. I don't know if you can... No, it looks yellow on the camera. Yeah, obsidian. Thank you. In person, that flame is green. I melted down some what I thought was silver. It was brass, and I think it's still in there. Yeah, I just checked it. It's not quite there yet. Almost. So you've done some napping. I've always wanted to give it a go. It's one of those things where I've always been a cave dweller. I've always been inside. My hair is not that red anymore, but you know, I still got the ginger skin, so I burn real quick. What's NSRK? SNRK? Does that mean like a sound effect? Like snurk. Oh, that's smart as hell. Hello, Jake. How you doing? I've already burned myself multiple times. Okay, fair enough. You just finished work, Jake? What's the plan? doing our best at trying to make another one of these. Ah, did it again. You won't believe it. I just did it again on the opposite side of the hand. I will never learn. Right, so now here, and we got one here, and maybe you can see a little bit, and one landed on my lip. Yeah. It's been fun. How'd you count to 7? Oh yeah, he's keeping count. I love it. Yeah, no, that's... It's good that you're giving credit. You say... Wait. Can't take credit for the bottle thing, except in as much as we are the repository of knowledge about bootstrapping from nothing. That's really wise, honestly. And I will try and stop being you soon, Jake. It's only the left hand in me lips so far, so if I'm to take it as a sign, I don't know, maybe you guys tell me. What's the time? 5:39. Oh yeah. Tabletop game. Was it D&D or was it something else? I'm curious.
Dad, can I show him what I'm playing?
What did you say, Alex? Sorry?
Can I show him what I'm playing?
I can't hear you, bud.
Can I show him
No, not right now. Maybe next time. Ooh, sugar. Nearly fell. That's fair. I mean, when we got into D&D, we started looking into other tabletop type games. Getting away from, screens and stuff, getting back into board games like childhood, it's more fun than I expected it to be. I got really sick of it as a kid, and now I'm loving it. Oh, thank you, Jam. Just brought an ice pack. Well, she gave my son an ice pack.
So
Thank you. Yeah. On the topic of tabletop games and D&D, these are the ones that I've been forging. So this one's almost finished. I still have to put a crystal on the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, Jem just came out and brought me an ice pack. And some more basic, just simple twists and point. It was made. I was made aware that these are basically shanks today, so I have to think about that before I sell them. And who to sell them to? I can't be selling them to kids because they're, Havada Kedavra. Yeah. Yeah. So this is going to be a basket weave or basket twist, I think they call it, and that'll have a crystal inside too. I cast square hole. You're a vibe, mate. What are you trying to do, Jake? Open cast. Oh. I think I get what you were going. Yeah, so when I was doing this bit, it ran out of gas. So, yeah. Thank you. This was... I cut all the way through both sides with the grinder, and then I did the first twist, and I'm like, one twist, that looks so nice. I'm like, I fell in love with it. Brought it inside. I'm like, nah. It was going to be a basket twist, so... You know, I twisted it 4 total times. Then I'll finish drawing out the shaft, and I'm wondering if maybe I should go with like a Dumbledore style, you know, like lumpy all the way up, like balls. Yeah, the sun is coming down. It'll be a little bit harder to see me. I will reorient just a little bit for a moment. And thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's getting difficult to figure out different, you know, different styles to go with the wands. But making them out of metal has been really fun. I know that I can do at least one of every twist, which is a good way to learn the twists. Give me a reason to do them. There's supposed to be a fair where I'm going to be allowed to sell them, so... Oh, you mean yeah? So knobbly, like the balls on Dumbledore's wand. It's the I forget what they call it. It's like that the one of the not the Horcruxes. One of the you know what I'm talking about, right? Harry Potter, the 3, like the cloak, the wand, and the stone. I was thinking kind of like the wand. How it's got nodules all the way up, kind of getting smaller as they go up. And I should be able to do that if I'm really careful with Elder Wand, thank you, legend. With the Spring Fuller. Again, mild steel, but it works. I love you. And this is... It was under everything the entire time. Only when that light gets brought out at nighttime. During the daytime, I couldn't see it at all. But I even made a handle for this one. You know what I mean? Metal! Thank you. I might just go live every time I forge. That's a really helpful reminder. I'm just trying to round it out at the moment. I don't think there's any critical failures at the moment, but I am thinking that I might not have had enough material there. But we'll find out. I need to heat it up one more time just to move some of the material where I've been focusing my hits. Thank you. Light is better. I'm starting to get worried about this piece, honestly. I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to get that ring big enough to be able to get over the bottle to be able to open it. But, you know, everything's a learning curve. Everything is a learning curve. Sorry, just checking something. Why is my mic of account tempered? Sugar? Hey Jim, you still in the chat? I guess not. I just got a notification that someone tried to sign into my account too many times. Oh, you know what? That's actually looking really good. Oh, that stung. Where's me brush? Where is me brush? There's me brush. Yeah. Voila! We have most of a ring. Pretty much most of the way there. Let's compare them. Relative to size, it's pretty okay. Thinner than I wanted it to be. I definitely should have made more room for more material when I made that step. But it's okay. I have to think now. I'm still going to do a little bit more expanding. Damn, it fell. I'm not going to do it again. I won't. Yeah, look, I don't have a brush that's got thick enough bristles. It's like it just slides over most of the scale, but I'm seeing people with what looks like horseshoe nails through a piece of 2x4 that they're brushing along with. That feels like what I should be using. I just, like, this thing was $2. It's, yeah, what brand is this? Trojan. Like the condoms. Not the same company, I'm sure. But this feels way more safe, way safer than a normal brush. I kept on skating the top of my fingers over the steel. What do you mean when you say that cameras can sometimes catch infrared and record it as a kind of magenta? Are you seeing that in stream? I'm curious. That would be very cool. Blew my end down using an axe hammer. Okay, that's awesome. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll have a VOD after this, as long as it doesn't hit 5 hours. So I should be able to have a look. I doubt my stuff's getting that hot, and I'm sure quality is decreased as the light has gotten worse. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I'd love to see that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jake. You've sent me a few messages since I've been streaming, and I haven't seen them until now. But I will I'll get to them. Oh, that stings. That stings. Where's my brush? Okie dokie. I'm just trying to move a little tiny bit more material if I can from up higher. Push that whole ring down a little bit. Very. So that horn is just absorbing all of that heat straight away. Sugar. Dun 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 dun. I've got to try not to like move my wrist like this as well. You're supposed to do full swings, but I can't really do that when you're going up high. How old are you? I don't think I've asked yet. I'm 29. "43. So 43 years young. Wow. So when I was young, when I was a kid, I still remember VHS. I still remember VHS being very popular. DVDs just coming into demand. Cassette tapes were still being used when I was a kid. And now, like, you know, with the changes that we've got, even I feel ancient at this point. My son's like, "You were born in the 1900s?" Yes. Yeah, no, look, I think humans, we have a habit of being like that, you know what I mean? A lot of the time. Even when we're old and we're unable to do most of what we do, we're still going to try and do it. It's like my eyes are getting worse as the stream goes on. Trying to read it from back here has me doing this. I know, right? It kicked me in the balls. It was a huge kick in the balls. I was born 1997, so just 1900s. Okay. So I'm just trying to trying to figure out where I want to hit next. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. This is the weirdest angle I've ever hammered on, but I want you to be able to see. So, we do what we must for the stream. Very sure that you're hitting the spot you think you are. Yeah, that's what we want. I am incredibly nervous for when I take that layer of scale off at the grinder, because that's going to tell me if I stuffed up at any point. Oh, yeah, the 90s and early 2000s music, it's my favorite, literally. I grew up still listening to it because my mum was obsessed with the 90s music, a little bit of 80s. She was born in the 80s though, I'm pretty sure. Was it the 80s? Yeah. Stretchy, itchy brain music. I love that. This one is very tender. Wait, if I was born in 97 and she had me at 18. No, before the 80s. End of the 70s. Really? I love Supernatural. That's awesome. That's awesome. Does Dean Winchester have enough favorites, like, publicly known to be able to make a whole station? That's awesome. '79. Yeah, that's what I thought. End of the 80s. End of the 70s. That burn is starting to feel like it's solid on top. Oh yeah. No, Supernatural's my favorite. I'm literally going to be rewatching it again since they've gotten active again, kind of playing out some Supernatural themes in The Boys. They all came back together. Oh yeah, absolutely. Everything he would have on the radio, he wouldn't have it on if he didn't like it. He's he's like my wife in that way. I'm not allowed to man the radio. Man, it killed me when that show ended. I felt like that could have gone on for like longer than The Simpsons. It was going great. There were definitely some pitfalls, but I mean, for me, that was mainly the first season, which was like Monster of the Week. I really liked the story as it went on. It was just beautiful. Dude, I followed Misha for ages and ages. He's amazing. If you're lucky enough to interact with him, honestly, it's a vibe. I would love to go to a Comic-Con and actually meet these guys one day. Have you ever felt like this when strange things happen when you're going round the twist? Yeah. That's an Australian staple, at least. I don't know about everywhere else. I know, right? Sam got chiseled like features in his face when it came to what, season 4 and 5 onwards, I think it was. He was like baby-faced for ages, and then all of a sudden, like, a Greek Adonis, or whatever you call it. It's crazy. I love it. But then Dean stays practically the same the whole time. Like, I don't really see him change very much. Man, Round the Twist, I've been watching that even when I was like, I guess, really too old to be watching it. I come home from school and it'd be on ABC. Most of the time I'd just pop it on, and after an episode I'd probably fall asleep, honestly. It's those comfort vibes. Not that it was boring, not at all. Just very, very comforting. Whoopsie doodle. I think that might be the ring done. I don't know if I'm really going to get much more stable movement out of it. Can we see? Yeah. It's pretty close. I wish I had a bottle to test it with. Well, a good way to go about this is I can continue it. I can continue it and clean it up, do the face. And then once I get a bottle that I can use the bottle opener, I can test it, see if it fits around. If it fits, I'll add the divot, and if it doesn't fit, If it doesn't fit, I'm not entirely sure. Don't add the divot. Or put it back in the forge. But this has got me curious what to do next. I'm going to pop it back in the forge so I can think, and then come back to comments. What do we got? Yeah, that's true. Oh, sugar. We have a lot of books we read a lot. Yeah, it feels like it is against the law, isn't it? Hey, Pertum. Good to see you back. Yeah, it's because of the because of the 1-year-old and all that, you know, and cans are more popular now. Ooh, am I touching something hot? No, I'm not. It's actually a really good point. If I stop doing the ring now and I just move to the face, there really isn't much stopping me from doing that. Even, oh, I guess I might. No. I didn't put them down, but they are still hot enough. Thank you. I might need sunglasses. Yeah. Honestly, I think the safest bet might be to stop here, cool it off, get a bottle to test it with, and if it's not big enough, then I think your idea of chiseling out essentially where I've got this, where it meets the body, is the best idea. Because then I can move that around. Yeah, hopefully it's, you know, hopefully it's clippable. This is my first stream, so I hear, you know, a lot of people end up clipping the stream. But 3 hours is pretty decent for a first stream. I might have to end it shortly. Because, yeah. Like I said, I don't have a bottle, but not one that I can use a bottle opener on. I've got a full whiskey cabinet, but none of them are like, you know, metal tops. So, I best save gas. I won't stop the stream just yet. Let's have a good look at her. Where's my brush? Man, I gotta get good earmuffs, or at least charge my earmuffs so I can use them more often. Because the roar of the fire, I feel like I'm slightly deaf right now. Ooh. So that's our step, and it's quite thin now actually on the top. So another test will be like, see if it warps when I use it, because I don't want to sell someone something that's going to warp straight away. I actually thought about that, just getting the lid capper and some bottles just to be able to pop a bottle or two, just to be able to pop it off. And I could do that just by getting some beers. Now I don't want to quench this. Last time I quenched something this hot, even mild steel has a tendency to crack. So I'm going to place this on me train track. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate everyone staying for the whole stream. Yeah. Now, the slower it can cool, the better it's going to be. For the oh, actually, I'm going to take it off of the steel because I'm hearing things I don't like. I might just Honestly, I don't usually do this, but right now, after the last bottle opener, I'm just going to leave it in the forge to cool down slowly. I have a feeling that's cracking right now. It stopped making sounds, so that's something. You too, mate. Make sure you subscribe so we can catch up again. I'd love to have you back. So who have we still got in? Yeah. Vermiculite is less expensive than I thought it was. So I'm definitely going to have to get some of that. Awesome. Legends. Yeah. This light doesn't like to stay at max. But while we're here. Trying to figure out what to do on stream is always like kind of the hardest thing for me to figure out, or on camera in general, really. Maybe I can. There we go. So I'm glad this one kind of came straight to mind. Oh. So this burn. Too much light. Just barely see it. But my gosh. That's killing me. Anyway. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. And hopefully, if you do subscribe, you'll be with me next time I stream. Maybe tomorrow. Depending on my time schedule. Yeah. What's up, Petum? Yeah, it's a good idea. It's still burning. It feels like. But yeah. Hopefully that doesn't doesn't crack. So fingers crossed for the next stream. Oh, look, it's a horror movie now. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to end the stream now, okay? We'll catch you next time. Yeah, I know, right? I want to keep going too. I'll probably be back on tomorrow. Pitum, before I end the stream, tell me what's up. You don't want to stand? Nachelios. No. Pitum, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Much love. How do I stop the stream? That is my next question.